Like I said, things are a little bit different tonight of what we're doing. If you're praying, you can still pray. You know, one thing that I always think that when the music stops, everyone thinks they can't pray no more. You just keep on praying through, man. If the music stops, it doesn't mean you stop praying unless you're done, right? So I have a few people that are going to come up here and speak tonight. I got a little something for each and every person here, and you know, I figured I'd start it out. It says, embrace the journey ahead. You understand that? Where you've been, what you've done, that doesn't matter anymore. It's about where you're going, what God's doing in your life. Forward, right? Looking out the windshield. Graduation marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. You understand that? That's a whole nother chapter opening up in front of you. It's time to celebrate the accomplishments and look forward to new adventures. Encourage you're going to be going into unknown territory, things that you've never experienced before. And you say, well, I've done this, I've done that. Well, guess what? Once you're sober, you're in a whole nother territory. You never experienced that before. But you got to trust God through each and every one of those things. Guess what? Come into the Compassion House. It's hard. There's a lot of work that's put out in that year. Lots of classes, lots of dedication. But the work really, like being tested, starts once you graduate and you walk out of this place. Because then guess what? Every day you wake up, things are right there at your foot. You know, here you got people to pray you through, walk you through, and just to be with you. Guess what? The worst thing you can do is to start struggling and not reach out. If you're struggling, you graduate, come back. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. Come back. Get in an environment. You know, one of the number one things to stay going forward, stay plugged in. You hear that? Stay plugged in. Do you know how many times I've seen people graduate and then they go back to their hometown, hang out with the same old people? You know what's going to happen? You're going to go right back down the same routine. It's proven. Staying connected, that means coming to the classes in the evening. People say, well, I can show up to church on Sunday and Wednesday, and it's good enough. It's not good enough. You need to be connected daily. You need to have that intimate relationship with your Lord. Everyone says, I got God. Well, that's great. You got to have an intimate relationship with him, but you also got to stay plugged in with your brothers and sisters. Because guess what? Most of the time we say we got God, and we have this relationship with the Lord, and we're sinking the whole time. But when you're around your brothers and sisters, guess what? They can say, I see the struggle in you. Why are you struggling? Why haven't you asked for someone to pray you through? Yes. That's what we do around here. When someone starts to fall, we lift them back up. It isn't calling them out saying, hey, you screwed up. It's like, hey, man, the struggle's real. And we're here to love on you, to keep you going in the right direction. You know, when you get away from everybody else, the devil starts working in your mind. You ever had the devil work in your mind? Once the devil's working in your mind, he's got you defeated if you don't clear that mind. Being here, being involved in the daily activities, it does matter. It does make a difference. I'm not telling you that you can't go back home at some point in time, but in my recovery, for the first 5 years, I could just smell certain smell, and it would set me off. And you say, well, what? I'm going to tell you, up until probably like 3-4 years ago, nothing bothers me about it anymore. But before, I could walk in, I could smell something, and it would all of a sudden put my mind thinking of just one more time. It's never just one more time. There's always more than one time. And so here's the thing. Don't put yourself in those places if you know that you're going to be around that. If you got friends that are not living right now, I know you want to see them saved and all that stuff, but I'm going to tell you there comes a time that you got to take care of yourself first on this and not put yourself in those situations. Because if you come out of here graduating in a year, and you walk right in there to the pit of people drinking and doing drugs, there's probably a good chance that you're going to pick it right back up. And so stay away from it. If you got a friend that needs help, Call someone that's been out of it longer and start praying and start interceding, because God can do the things that you cannot do. Amen? Get a group of people that you know that have got some long time sobriety and send them to go there and see them. It does make a difference. But don't try to take it in your hands and do it yourself. Everyone says, I want to go help my friends, and then the next thing you know, they pull you down. Iron sharpens irons, right? So if you're hanging out with people that are not sharpening you, what are they doing? Dulling you. You got to remember that. Guess what? There's a lot of protection here, and what would you call that? Accountability. That when you leave here, there isn't all that accountability. You're out on your own. You're doing your own things. You're living on your own. You're starting to walk on your own. Not everything that it seems from God at first is a God-given thing. The devil likes to hand you things that looks like everything you've ever wanted. And once you get up and move out of your place, next thing you know, you realize your boat's sinking. If you get into that place, what's the worst thing you can do? Huh? Isolate. Get your butt back, man. I don't care how long it's been. If you relapse, get your butt back. If you start to mess up and do things that, man, you didn't want to do, you thought you had it, get back. Get plugged back in. If you're going to move away from Niangua and you're going to go to another town, another community, get plugged in a church. Not just on Sunday and Wednesday, but get in, say, what can I do that's outside of the normal church activities to get plugged in? It matters. Having people around you. The worst thing that I hear nowadays, and this comes straight from the devil, you don't have to go to church to worship God. Well, I'm going to tell you this. If you don't go to church and you just isolate yourself, it won't be long. And guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be backsliding. You have got to be involved. Amen? Be around like-minded believers, people that believe in the same thing that you do. I'm not talking about drugs or anything like that. I'm talking about people that are going forward. A lot of times a tree can look healthy, but you don't look at a healthy tree. You're looking at the fruit. If there's no fruit in their life, you probably shouldn't be hanging out with them. Why is there no fruit there? No matter how healthy the tree looks. I'm going to tell you, this is just things that you have to watch for. Part of graduating is realizing, hey, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. And that comes on you. Believe in your potential. You should be reminding yourself of the capabilities, the potential, where you came from and where you're at today. You're not where you was before. Getting sober is an exciting thing. It's one of the best things out there that could happen to you. It'll change your whole life. If people don't want to celebrate you getting sober, don't be around them. It matters. Never stop learning. Guess what? Going through life, going through problems. A lot of us hate problems. But the problems that you go through, they're setting you up. They're building you. You can walk into a problem already being defeated, saying, man, this is over my head. Or you can walk into it and say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And when I walk through this, guess what? You find the way out. These problems, guess what? You ever lift weights? It builds your muscle. It builds your spiritual muscle. Don't go in there into problems being defeated. Amen? Make a difference. It says, have the potential to make a positive impact on the world. Encourage people around you to use their skills and knowledge to change the environment around you. Do you know one of the things that we do a lot around here? We do a lot of things that involves the community, involves the church, but what's happened there, it's changing this environment. I'm going to tell you, Niangua is not like it used to be 5 years ago. I believe Niangua's changed a lot in 5 years. People, all of a sudden, guess what, are wanting out of the lifestyles that they were living in, and they're searching for other lifestyles. They're like, who is this God? I've never heard of this God. Who is this Jesus? You mean I can actually live a life of not being in drug addiction? Oh my goodness. Generational curses are being lifted off of families all over this region. Guess what? God's been using you, guys and women in the Compassion House, for people that never thought that it was possible for them to all of a sudden realize that that is possible for them. You're bringing a different vibe through this community, through this region. Don't always feed into what everybody says. There's always going to be non-sayers. There's going to be people that are going to talk crap. Don't let that feed you down. Shake it off. All right? For those of you guys that have seen people graduate, you've lived with them. You've walked with them. You've spent a year with them, in and out. You know how they act. You know how they respond. You know what's true and what's not true. Be thankful that when new people come in and they're a pain in the butt, be thankful that they're coming here. Be thankful that God put them here to be able to speak into them. One of the greatest things, I think, is getting to watch people that have come into this place, and you can look back at where you was a year ago, 6 months ago, and think, man, I have grown a lot. I used to act like that. I used to do those things. Brother, I could tell you, man, there's more out there. Just being faithful. Just continue flowing. It may be hard right now, but it's going to get better. God uses every one of you guys to pour into the next brother or sister. Amen? So that's how I wanted to open up everything this morning, or this evening. I'm going to ask Georgia, Merlin, Jessica, or Jarrett. They all got something to say here. Which one wants to go first? Georgia.